8 years ago today, on September 12, 2001, Americans were united as never before in our lifetimes. We were united in grief, we were united in rage, we were united in shock, in horror, and in fear. 8 years ago today, you could look into the eyes of any fellow American and see those same expressions of sorrow, of anger, and of uncertainty. We all felt the same things. We all thought the same thoughts. And we all shed the same tears. But we also saw in each other's eyes something else. We saw the bonds of nationhood. Regardless of our political persuasion, no matter our color, no matter our ethnicity, no matter our faith, on that day, we were all Americans. September 11, 2001 will be forever seared into our consciousness and embedded in our nation's soul. But as profound as the events of that day were, equally profound is what has become of America in the 2,920 since. And we must ask ourselves if we are the same people and the same country that we were on 9/12. Now, we did not need to be told what to do in the days following 9/11. As Americans, it was instinctive to us. Blood banks and charities whelmed. And you recall as well as I that car horns blared less frequently in those days. And doors were held open more often. It became easier to merge into traffic. The words "thank you" and "you're welcome" were never more heartfelt. And a quiet respect grew for one another, for we each knew that we'd entered this new dark age together, and each would need the other to help light the way. Now, we are all too close to the events of the past 8 years to discuss them dispassionately. We must leave it to future historians yet unborn to dissect what went wrong. But we are surely more divided as a nation today than at any time in the past 150 years. That person we let so easily slip into our lane 8 years ago now has a bumper sticker we don't like, and everything is that other person's fault. We must stop defining ourselves as Democrats and Republicans. We must stop defining each other as left and right, black and white, African American, Hispanic American, Asian American. We must find a way in our national dialogue to simply become Americans again. Now, we do not need future historians to tell us that we have been deceived. We have been deceived by corrupt politicians who feed at the public trough. We have been deceived by criminal bankers who have plundered our treasury. We have been deceived by an arrogant media who merely act as stenographers for the state, deciding the issues loud in the public debate and silencing the issues which threaten their agenda. We have been deceived, America, by our so-called leaders, by our politicians, by our organs of industry and finance, and by our malignant and traitorous media. What to do? What to do? We must refuse any financial transactions with those institutions guilty of stealing your money under the cover of the TARP program until every last penny has been returned to the Treasury. We must refuse to purchase any products from government-owned industries until those companies have been fully and completely returned to the private sector. We must demand laws expressly forbidding the federal government from ever again using your money to bail out mismanaged companies. And in order to do that, we must rid ourselves of this current crop of politicians. We must retake our government from these parasites who have stolen it from under our feet. We must return government to the people. We need representatives in Washington, D.C. who understand what it takes to run a business, to make a payroll, and to live within a budget. We need representatives in Washington, D.C. who will do right for the American people and not for the lobbyists who are lining their pockets with our gold. We need to say 4 words to these politicians. Get with the program. If you continue to lie to us, if you continue to cram laws down our throats that you can't even be bothered to read, if you continue to rape this nation and shred the Constitution of this land, we, the American people, will come for you. We will shut you down and we will throw you out. We need to remind our hard-working public servants in Washington, D.C. that the people of this nation are not subservient to the government. We need to remind them that in the United States of America, government is subservient to the people. We need to remind these people that they do not rule us. In the United States of America, we rule them. And we need to remind these people that we do not answer to them, they answer to us. Who are these people? Who are these people who seek to enslave us with their compassion, their generosity, and their largesse? We, the people, need to rise up and tell them loud and clear, in no uncertain terms, healthcare? We don't need no stinking government healthcare.